This is DIT Kevin Peoples. I want to take a few minutes to most definitely thank everybody that decided to hop on and also put a disclaimer out there that I am not a public speaker, but what we're going to do for the next 30, 45 minutes to an hour is we're going to talk about the art of conversation. And one of the things I most definitely want to do is have this call be very, very interactive, meaning I don't want to do all of the talking because everybody that decided to get on this
No.
call most definitely can help each other, can drop some nuggets for each other so that we can be beneficial to each other as a team. So, as I said, I am Kevin Peoples. I'm out of the Maryland area. I just hit director in training probably about 2 weeks ago. I've been in the business now for about 18 months, and I can honestly say this is one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. What's crazy is this opportunity was presented to me probably 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 different times, and I did not take advantage of it. I met a young lady on Facebook and told her I was looking to book a trip for my wife's 50th birthday. And the young lady simply said to me, Kevin, I can book the trip for you and I can get paid for it, or I can show you how to book it and you can get paid for it. So when she said that to me, of course, my ears started percolating and I had her, or she sent me some information. I saw Mr. Bradley's face again. I knew him to be a marketing guru. So I decided to take a listen this time. I listened to it, but also because I had the network marketing sting, the network marketing pain of coming in businesses, being told that you're in business for yourself but not by yourself. And then once you get into business, you've come to find out you are by yourself after you've paid your money. I had a bad taste in my mouth about network marketing, but I prayed about it and I said, I think it's going to be something different about this one here. The young lady that brought me into the business, Miss Lakeisha Fleming, took the time to allow me to take my time to decide on what I was going to do. But she did two great things. She got me on the phone with my one-star director, Gretchen Diggs, and she got me on the phone with our great four-star Miss DTP. And when I got on the phone with DTP, the beautiful thing about what happened was she made it seamless as though Kevin, whatever you want to come in this business and do, we're going to allow you to do it. But when I got off the phone with her, I felt as though she did not have the faith in me being successful in this business. So I kind of took it as a challenge. So she did what I call the art of takeaway. And she did it in such a beautiful and professional way that it made me say to myself, I'm going to show her and everybody else that if this is what they say it is, I'm going to be successful in it. And I can honestly say it is everything that they told me it was going to be and more. And as I said, I'm ecstatic about it. Everything that we're about to talk about, I'm just going to share with y'all the things that have helped me be successful in this business so far. Of course, there's a lot more to be done and a lot more to be said as far as my career. I'm not going to stop at DIT. Of course, I'm headed to one star all the way to 10 star. And I would love each and every one of y'all to join me in that journey. So first of all, if you got pen and pad or something to take notes with, that will be great. I have mine sitting here, and as I said, I do want this to be very, very transparent. I do want this to be crowd participation so that we can, help each other out and everything like that. The way I came up with the subject of the art of conversation is I'm a firm believer that when you do network marketing, because that is what we're doing, you're going to have the ability and willingness to want to talk to people. Now, for me, I started to have a lot of success with social media, meaning I'm hiding behind my phone or hiding behind a tablet or whatever the case may be, and I'm reaching out to total strangers, or some of them may be friends or whatever on social media. And I'm reaching out to them and speaking to them about this business opportunity. And I've been able to turn some of those folks into business owners. But to be honest with you, if you was to speak to Mr. Bradley and anybody that has had tremendous success in this business, they will let you know that face to face, upfront, close, and personal interaction with a person is the best business partner to have. So I told myself, even though that my schedule can be limited at times, that I had to get good at being able to do that, being able to conversate with folks. So honestly, it was an easy transition for me because I'm a firm believer that I've never ever met a stranger in my life, meaning I don't care what type of setting I'm in. I know how to start a conversation with somebody, a total stranger, and allow them to become somebody who could potentially be a business partner of mine. I have no fear when it comes to walking up to a stranger, whether it's a male or a female, and starting a conversation with them. And one of the things that if we took a poll for everybody that's on this call right now, if I ask each and every one of y'all, what is your fear? If you do have a fear in it, most likely it's going to be the fear of rejection. So I somewhat look at this business like I do my past relationships, even with my marriage. When you go to talk to the opposite sex, and you're wanting to get to know them better, it's a possibility that you could be rejected. It's a possibility that you couldn't be rejected. But either way, life is going to go on. The sun is going to shine tomorrow and all that beautiful stuff. So when it comes to this business, I don't care what I'm dressed in because I do own a home improvement company. So a lot of times I'm in painting clothes. I don't care how I look for the most part. I'm willing to go and talk to, like I said, a perfect stranger to get to know them better. And the reason I'm so strong and so willing to do this unwaveringly is because I truly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, we have the best thing going on since sliced bread when it comes to business. I studied network marketing for years and years and years. I've been with umpteen companies. Not that I've had great success with those companies, but I had enough time with them to know that the leadership was not what they said it was going to be, or the product that we were offering was not what they said it was going to be. The difference with this business is, in my short amount of time that I've been in this business, is the leadership is amazing. The people that we're in business with is amazing. And Mr. Bradley is a man of his word. And he is someone who truly believes and shows us on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis that he wants what's best for us and our family. So I'll run with that, for the rest of my life. So I truly believe, without a shadow of a doubt, Planet Marketing is the best network marketing company around. And until somebody show me differently, or Jesus comes touch me on my shoulder, as I've said over and over again, I plan on doing this business for the rest of my life. Um, and I have the backing of my beautiful wife and other family and friends that are seeing me have success in it. So it makes it easy for me to do. And honestly, if they wasn't backing me, I probably still would do it, to be honest with you. Now, I'm not asking anybody else to be like me, but that's just my belief and my thought process on it. But back to, as I said, the subject at hand of being willing to go out and talk to a total stranger, meaning just have the ability to start conversation with them. And as I said, at any time, if anybody want to interject or bring up a point, please, do so, for sure. When I'm out and about, I'm always looking at my surroundings. I'm always finding that new person I can talk to, whether it be stopping at Wawa for gas and coffee in the morning, whether it be going to Burger King, McDonald's, or wherever I want to go to grab something to eat, or just being out and about shopping or whatever the case may be. To me, if somebody is out and about, they're living their life, I'm going to make sure that I talk to them. Places like Home Depot, because as I said, I do home improvement, of course. So places like Home Depot, Lowe's, Sherwin-Williams, I've gotten prospects from all of those places, just on the ability of starting a conversation. And you can start a conversation in different ways. And I don't care whether it's a man talking to a man, a man talking to a female, or whatever the case may be. I'm a firm believer that one of the ways that you get someone's attention is complimenting them on something and making them smile or laugh. Meaning, I am a diehard Washington Commanders fan. So anybody I see in anything Dallas Cowboys, Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, I am going to talk junk to them. But I'm gonna do it in a way where I do it jokingly and I make them laugh, and then I break the ice with them. So if I saw somebody with a Dallas Cowboy jersey on, I may say something like, "Hey man, I see you got some trash on your shoulders and on your chest." And once again, they're gonna start laughing. It breaks the ice, and then we start conversation because they always know when somebody does that to them. Most likely, I'm a Washington Commanders fan or somebody that's in our division. And when I do that, whether it be male or female, it makes that person laugh, and we start a conversation. And then starting that conversation within a matter of minutes, I can find out what area they live in, what they do for a living, how is life treating them, and know what I need to do next to show them what we have, that can, make a difference in their life. Meaning, within 3 to 5 minutes, if not sooner, I can honestly get enough of a scope on a person to know that, hey, life is life for them just like it does for me at times. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, as I said, I got a product that can help change their life. And not just because it's travel, but because we got something that can help people get out of debt. We got a legacy business. And of course, as we always say in this business, what's more sexier than travel? Nothing at all. So, in me finding that out from them, and as I said, it's just a general conversation, that I'm having with those folks. It makes a difference and it breaks the ice. Now, one of the things that I have run into some situations with from time to time, and I'm going to talk from a man's perspective now, is when it comes to talking to a female, they may think you're attempting to flirt with them and everything like that. So for the fellas that's on this call, if you're like me, married and of some age, one of the things I always say to the women is, hey, I'm a happily married man, and I'm probably old enough to be your father. And once again, when I say those two phrases, in most cases, they're gonna smile, they're gonna laugh, and then they feel more comfortable with giving me their information, or at least standing there and hold a conversation with me. From a man to a man's perspective, that's always going to be an easy thing, because the average man is not going to be intimidated by me like the average female would. So, breaking that ice is easier than it is from me talking to a female. So as I said, you got to have tricks in your bags, fellas, to let these young ladies know that, hey, I want to talk to you about business. This isn't personal. This is about business. This is something that can be life changing for you and your family. And I got that secret sauce in my hands that I'm willing to give to you and show you if you give me the opportunity to. Does it always work? Do every woman I come in contact with, or every guy that I come in contact with, am I always getting their information? No, because people are skeptical of things going on and everything like that. But as I said, the biggest thing I want us to get stronger at is having the ability to just get out and about and have conversations with people, because right now the weather's changing, so we can't complain that, man, it's too cold out here and this and that. It's starting to get beautiful in this DMV area and in the other areas that are represented on this phone call, I'm sure. So we need to get out and take advantage of this on a daily basis. For me and my teammates with the Hype Squad, we talked about on a daily basis getting out to meet at least 5 new people a day, um, in this opportunity. And honestly, five is a small number, to be honest with you. But I really just wanted to start out with them to say, hey, get comfortable at meeting 5 new strangers. Just get comfortable with going out and speaking to 5 new strangers, starting a conversation with 5 new strangers, and see how that makes you feel. And in doing that, the ladies and the gentlemen that I'm in business with are starting to see that, hey, this is doable. And honestly, one of the young ladies that was on the call with us the other day said something that I really was looking for is, hey, this is actually fun, because we're just out living life. And that's another thing that makes me have the ability to do what I do when it comes to talking to people is I'm out living life, and this is fun to me. It's fun for me to meet new strangers. It's fun for me to meet new people. It's fun for me to see that folks are, going through things in life that I know without a shadow of a doubt I can help them with that. Not it's fun that they're going through something if it's bad, but that I know, as I said, I got the answer. I got the key to their problem if they allow me to help them solve that. So that's how I look at it. When I'm out and about and I see a guy, to me, he's my cousin Pete that I hadn't seen in a while. If it's a female, then she's my cousin Shanae that I ain't seen in a while. And that's how I'm gonna carry it with my body language. That's how I'm gonna carry it with my posture. That's how I'm gonna carry it with my voice inflection and everything. Is, hey, I know you. We just ain't seen each other in a while. And you'll be surprised at how people will say to you, man, it seems like I've been knowing you forever. Because of, as I said, when I talk to them, I do it with an excitement, I do it with a joy, I do it with an enthusiasm, so that they know that, hey, man, this guy may have something that I need to listen to, or this guy is talking some good stuff. So I need to stand here and talk to him for a little while. And when I say a little while, you want to be in and out. I'm not talking about a 10, 15-minute conversation unless you're stuck in the elevator or something to that effect together. But it's one of those in and out things where you talk to them, you establish some like, trust, and belief, you get their information, and you keep moving on. And one of the things that I want to bring up before I forget is if you're on this call right now and you're in business and you do not have the Planet app on your phone, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I'm going to show you how shortly. If I'm out and about and I run into Miss Shay Simon, who's on my screen right now, so I'm going to use her as an example, and me and her are talking, and I pique her interest about what we're doing and everything, and I'm ready to get her information, I'm just not going to ask her for her name and number and be ready to write it down. I'm going to have my phone open. I'm going to have my Planet app open, and I'm going to say, okay, you said you're interested in learning more about how you can make 8 different streams of income. You're interested in learning how you can get out of debt. Interested in learning more about how you can make residual income or passive income for you and your family. Let me get your name and number. My phone is out. I have my Planet app open, and she can see where it says first name, last name, email address, and phone number. So if she's not comfortable with giving me her phone number, the average person will give you their email address, like nothing. But when I got my phone out and I'm showing her this, she sees the Planet app, she sees how professionally everything is. She's willing to think and say, okay, this is legit. And honestly, if you notice something, when you're asking somebody for their name and number, you don't wait for them to give you a response. Soon as I say, can I get your name and number? I'm putting my phone in front of them. And by force of nature, it makes their body language or makes their posture say, let me grab this phone and put my information in there. Or if their hands are full and I show them my phone and they see what I'm asking for in black and white, they're willing to give it to me and then I type it in there. But if I'm just out and about, hey man, or hey ma'am, let me get your name and number, and I'm fumbling for my phone, or I got a pen in my hand, or whatever the case may be, I'm not looking as professional. And I can say that because I've done it that way in the past. And I was wondering, man, why am I get rejected, or why are people scared to give me the information? And then I thought to myself, man, you're paying for your app. Use it to your advantage. And another thing with that app, it has the ability to, once you put their information in there and you send them the videos and everything like that, you have those people logged in your phone for the rest of their life and the rest of your life. So you can go back to them. So it's also key and great when it comes to following up with your prospects. And of course, with our phone, we know when we send them that information, if they watch 25% of the video, the phone's gonna let us know. If they watch 50% of it, the phone's gonna let us know. If they watch 100% of it, the phone's gonna let us know. So when you're reaching back out to that person and they say, man, I looked at it, you kind of know whether they truly did or not. Now, of course, I've heard that sometimes the app has glitches and stuff like that, or it might be slow to inform you that somebody looked at the video or whatever the case may be. But for the most part, it's very, very accurate. So use that to your advantage. But I don't want to go off into the tangent of what the app is going to do, whether they looked at the video or not. Yes, go for it.
So nope, just gonna jump in because for those who pay attention to your emails, and we put it in the chat, they just did an update to the app too for the accuracy. The Google Analytics is what was causing that issue, and they just did a patch, so it should be fine, real time.
Appreciate that. So once again, that app is an amazing tool for us to use to our advantage when it comes to, like I said, getting prospects. So if for some reason you don't have it, and I said this on a call with the Hype Squad the other morning, if you can't afford to pay $5, and this is my comical side right now, just reach out to me and I'll send you $5 a month to pay for it. No, I will not, because we're all grown adults and we should have it, to be honest with you. But yes, I say that to say get that app. And as I said, use it to your advantage. It's a very, 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 very valuable tool. But as I said, back to the app itself, that person gives you their information. You now, as I said, have it logged in the system. That is a prospect for you. You send them the information. That is a follow-up tool for you, and much, much more. So as I said, use it to your advantage. But if I was to, like I said, be out and about with anybody on this phone right now, I could go out and we could get new business partners. We could get new prospects without a shadow of a doubt. Something else that's key and important with us when we are talking to people is how we're representing ourselves. Meaning, some of us can walk in a room and it could be pouring down rain outside, or we can walk into a space and it seems like we walked in with the glow on us and now the sun is shining. Some of us can walk into a room and it can get dark. And I say all that to say, and I don't mean it in no disrespectful way at all, is how we carry ourselves is very, very important when we're out and about wanting to meet new people. So you got to be a ray of sunshine. You got to be a ray of, as I said, someone who has a strong posture when it comes to getting out and meeting and greeting and talking to people and everything like that. So just keep that in mind. Before I continue on, does anybody have any questions or any comments before I continue to talk? I just want to make sure, as I said, I do want this to be um, very informative for folks, but I do want some interaction from y'all also.
Hey, Kevin, this is Ty. I do.
How are you, Ty?
I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm trying to get all the nuggets. This is very good. Thank you so much for doing this. Um, you started out by talking about fear of rejection. For me, it's the opposite. I really don't have a fear of anybody saying no to me when it comes to this opportunity because I know how good it is. For me, it is more so the approach and how to start the conversation with somebody I don't know. I'm meeting for the first time. If I'm in a store, how do I approach? Because I get in my head, that other voice in my head start talking. And
Right.
it gets to the point where it causes me to be hesitant. It causes me to start doubting that I'm gonna have the right words. It causes me to say, okay, my words are gonna be twisted. I need to I need to remove that. So if you could share or offer any kind of suggestion on how to start the approach when walking up to someone to share the opportunity.
Got you. One of the things that you said was real key and important was you don't have the fear of talking to somebody. That's key and important right there. But for your example, is it a male or a female? And we're gonna role play real quick. You approaching a man or a woman?
It's either. I don't have the fear of rejection. I don't have the fear of the no. It's the fear of the approach, what to say initially to start the conversation. That's what it is. And
Okay, I
I
got
don't
you.
care if it's a man or a woman.
I got you. All right, I'm walking up to you. Also, I want all of us to know when somebody rejects us, they're not rejecting us. Think about it. They don't know us well enough to reject us. They're rejecting what they don't know.
Right.
So never ever take it personal. And I'm glad you brought that up, Ty. But that's for everybody else on the call. Never ever ever take it personal. They're not rejecting you. They don't know you. They're rejecting what they don't know. You know you got the best thing going on since sliced bread, but they don't know that. So now I see Ty in the store. I'm simply going to walk up to her. She's shopping for some workout gear. I know this because Ty works out. So she's shopping for some workout gear. I'm going to walk up to her and simply say, "Hey, the clothes that you're looking at right now. Have you ever worn this before? This Under Armour gear before? Role play with me, Ty."
And I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna say, "Hey, how you doing?" Yes, I absolutely have because it's one of my favorite brands.
Awesome. Me too, to be honest with you. Of course, you can look at me and tell with my gut hanging out a little bit. I work out sometimes I don't. But you look like you are in amazing, amazing shape. And please don't take that the wrong way. I'm just complimenting you as a young lady and everything like that. But as I said, my gut's hanging out a little bit. So I got to get back in the gym. So as you can see, I'm in this place looking for some Under Armour gear myself.
Okay. And that's what I'm gonna do on my life. On my laugh.
Exactly. So now I have, and that didn't even take 30 seconds. She's laughing and smiling. Her barriers are down. She's saying to herself, this guy is a clown. He's friendly. He's made it known to me that, hey, he's not here to flirt or anything like that. He just compliment me as a woman. So let me ask you something. How long you been working out?
Oh wow. Over 10 years.
Wow. And are you a personal trainer, if you don't mind me asking?
Yes, certified personal trainer and
Jeez.
former bodybuilder. Yes.
Look at God. Honestly, are you serious? You know what? This ain't nothing but God right here because I'm actually looking for a personal trainer. I'm actually looking for somebody who probably can help me with meal preps and things like that to help me get back in shape. Let me ask you a quick question. If I was able to enhance your business, meaning your personal training business, and also show you how to make some additional income in what I do for a living, is that something you'd be interested in?
Sure. I sure
I tell
would.
you what, can I get your name and number? And I'm going to give you mine also so I can get back in contact with you about, as I said, the meal preps, the possibility of you being my personal trainer, but also more importantly, the real reason that I'm in here is to help you change your life with what I'm doing as far as the business that I'm in. And just so that you know, and I'm not going to go into detail with it right now because I know you're a busy woman and I'm a busy man, I do all things travel. And with a body like yours, and please, once again, don't take this the wrong way. I know one of the reasons that you're in great shape is because when you do go to the beach with you and your friends and your family and everything like that, you want to look your best. This should be right up your alley. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, I would.
I'm getting name and number. I'm telling her to have a great day. God bless you. I'll be in contact with you, and I'm on my way.
Okay. Okay.
So to get back to what you were asking, Otai, is always when you're especially a total stranger, something about them you should be able to see something you can compliment them on. Just so happen, me and you are talking about workout stuff. You're looking at Under Armour gear. I'm looking at Under Armour gear. Then I know you work out. I work out. But if you notice something in the beginning, I said something funny about myself. Hey, as you can see, I got this stomach right here and I've been in and out of the gym. So right there, I'm talking about myself, and to me, it ain't in a bad way because I think my stomach can be sexy at times. Not trying to be funny, but I'm gonna make Ty laugh. I'm gonna make Ty smile, and she's gonna let that barrier down.
Mhm.
If somebody had on, like I said, a jersey or a hat of a team that I don't like or whatever, or if it's a team I do like, if they got the Washington Commanders gear on, I'm gonna compliment them on that, and then we're gonna take it from there. I saw a couple of people put something in the chat. If you do not mind, please come off of mute and say it if you don't mind, because as you was typing it, I was in my role playing mode, so I did not get a chance to read it. But I do not want to miss what you're saying. So whoever that was, I saw a few different folks in the chat. Could you please come off of mute and say it if you don't mind? And Ty, is there anything else real quick that I can help you with, or does that help?
That does help. Thank you so much, Kat.
And you're welcome. And anytime if I need to come to Virginia and show you how to prospect, I will. I know I don't have to, since you on what is it, the first class, whatever y'all calling yourself.
Team
Whatever.
first class
Yeah,
and passion to
exactly. So
fly. Let's get it right. Get it
exactly.
right.
So yeah. So if I need to help you go to another level with that, I'm willing to do that. But that's another subject right now, for real.
Thanks.
Appreciate you. So yes, who's the next person that has something?
Hello, I can go. Hi. Oh shoot, I'm running the red light. I'm excited.
Please don't do that.
I know
Please don't
that's
do that.
right. Okay. So no, thank you for taking it. So I did put something in the chat, and basically, what it was, I don't have a problem with speaking to strangers or anybody of that nature. But my fear, because I am, I'll say I'm a red with a little bit of green, so call me Christmas. That I'm an overachiever, so I feel like I want to handle it all. And my fear is I get a question and I don't know the answer. Even though I do know I can go out, and get the answer. Text somebody real quick or whatever the case is, or I give wrong information. And so I know with the wrong information part, it doesn't really matter what it could be. I do see with me staying plugged in, going to the meetings, coming to these calls, I am learning every day. I'm learning, and some of them possible misinformation, I would be able to get correct. So like, for example, I had a mother and son that wanted to go into business together, and it's like, well, I know it's mostly spouses, but what about this mother and son? So I don't want to come off like, oh yeah, you can do it, or no, you can't do that, and here I go, I missed out on the opportunity. But that's pretty much mine. It's just making sure, because I even talked to total strangers, CVS, everywhere. It's just, making sure that I'm able to be fully equipped with the right information and the answers on the, real time interactions.
That's a great point. And what I would say to that, one, I'm going to applaud you for, being willing and strong enough to, as you said, go out there and talk to anybody at any time. But in this business, and in any business, of course, but especially this business, because this is the one we're doing, we don't want to give out wrong information. We want to know that we know what we're talking about. Several ways that you can do that. And I don't know how long you've been in the business. I don't know who your leader is. And honestly, you don't even have to tell me. If you want to, you can. But you are
Before you
associated with.
start, I'm sorry. So of
Go ahead.
course it is team first class. And the
Oh, so
passenger side. Oh
I
yes.
understand why you're a little off and everything, but we're gonna leave that alone for another time. So, as I was getting ready to say, you're with Team First Class, and was it Passion to Fly? Okay, so you are associated with our great Shay Simon, and you're associated with our GOAT GTP, meaning all of us are in this big family together. So I can guarantee you without a shadow of a doubt, and whoever your one star is, I don't know if it's Director Fee, Director Larissa, whomever it is, I can guarantee you they can get the answers. But what I'm going to do for you is, or show you is, the next time you run into that situation and you're out and about and you're talking to a total stranger and they ask you something that you don't know the answer to, you can use it to your advantage to say, hey, you know what? I am still brand new at this. Let me get your name and number, and I can guarantee you I can get that question answered for you. And now you can do it one of two ways. You can get their name and number right then and there. And if they have time, you can literally, if it was me, you could reach out to one of your directors. Hey, I'm standing right now in front of this amazing young lady that I just met in CVS, and she asked me a question. She sounds very intrigued and interested in what we're doing as far as our business, and I want to make sure I'm giving her the right information. And you're standing right there in front of that prospect with your director. You ask that question, you get that question answered. Now you do this after you've got their information. You ain't just calling your upline, whomever, all willy nilly, and you ain't got that prospect's information. But you're showing that person right then and there within a matter of minutes that, hey, your question was important to me. I'm not too big headed to think that I know it all. I'm willing to get one of my amazing leaders on the phone to get that question answered for you. And then if you want to get jiggy with it, you could simply say, hey, Director Fee, I want you to speak to Pamela real quick and just say hello to her. Me and her about to wrap up. She gave me her name and number. I'm gonna get her on a call in the future and just say hello to her, and then I'll talk to you later on. Thank you for answering this question. And right then and there, you've really made that person feel even more special because you took the time to talk to them. You took the time to get their question answered. And as I said, you got somebody that's above you involved, and that person above you knows that answer. And now you made that prospect feel extra special because you just put them on the phone with one of your leaders that you can say within a matter of seconds, hey, I'm putting you on the phone with Director Fee. She's doing an amazing job. She's on her way to becoming a six-figure earner in this opportunity that I want to share with you. I just want to get this question answered by her so that I don't give you the wrong information. and boom, you just drop some nuggets to that lady. Hey, my director is amazing. She's a six-figure earner, and I'm gonna let you talk to her real quick. So now, if that was me and I'm that prospect, I'm on cloud nine because you're not just saying anything out of the side of your neck, and you're getting your leader involved and letting them talk to them real quick also. And Coach Shay or
Yeah.
Coach DTP, if I say something wrong, please interject.
No, you ain't saying anything wrong, but Tony, the first thing is, what are you talking to them about? So remember, he's talking to you about starting a conversation. So if you are trying to answer questions, you've gone too far. Like, it's almost like you done went to second base and I want you to stay at first base right now. Because you're saying too much at that point. If you've gotten to the point that you're trying to answer questions, which means you tried to explain the business, which means you've done too much. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes.
So, yep, you want to keep it high level. One of the things they always teach you about is being in a rush. So like he said, he ended it. Listen, I know you're a busy person. I'm a busy man. I was in here real quick. Wanted to speak to you, interact with you, and exchange information. I promise you I'm gonna get the information to you so you can see it. Like you want to keep it very high level. So if you get to the point you're asking questions or answering questions, you've gone too far.
Got you. Okay, thank you.
And that's why she is the GOAT. But that's very true. And truthfully, Tony, if you're anything like I was and still do every now and then, is we want to spill the beans within that first 2-3 minutes and tell them we got the greatest thing going on since sliced bread, and we expect them to sign up with us immediately. It does not work that way. When it comes to basting that turkey, you got to soothe it. You got to put it in the oven. You got to check on it from time to time. I don't know why I'm thinking about turkey right now, but I just did. So you got to check on it from time to time and all that. So you're not going to be in a rush to get that turkey done, if that makes good sense to you. But I appreciate your question for sure. And did I get your question answered, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And also, with the team you're on, congratulations, but don't get too big headed. Next person, please. Anybody else got a question I can get answered or that we can discuss?
Hello, Kevin. This is Marsha.
How are you, Marsha?
Good. How are you? So,
Good,
my
good,
problem
good.
is when I reach out to prospect the males and they I know I'm attractive, and then they take it to they want to know more information, but then it goes more into about personal life. And I am married, so I've been trying to separate the business and then still let them know about like what I have going on.
Got you. A great question. I'm glad that you do know that you are attractive. To be honest with you, I'm playing. You're so humble. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Yes, I know that happens, and I gotta laugh with you is because and she's on the phone. Miss Elsie, Sharice Elsie, I'm calling her out right now. She has a situation, and Veronica. I've talked to several women. Trying to talk to them about the business, and they want to get personal. And truthfully, hello,
Yes.
hello.
So
Oh,
you
I'm sorry.
good? You good? Go ahead.
Yeah,
Somebody
good.
was calling you.
Yeah.
You fine? We can hear you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and truthfully, that could be used to your advantage, but out of respect for your home life, you want to be smart about that. And as I said earlier when I started off, is when I approach women, I let them know, hey, I'm a happily married man, and I'm talking to you about business. Now,
Yeah.
and this is just between us because my wife ain't in the house right now. I ain't always a happily married man, but I ain't going nowhere. So just kidding. I say that to say you can do the same thing. Hey, sir, I understand. I appreciate the compliment, but I'm a happily married woman. I'm out here doing what I need to do because I ran into a business-minded individual like yourself. I think you could be. And I just want to see if the opportunity that I have, if it can fit in your lifestyle. But thank you for the compliment. So you can flip or reverse anything. As I told Sharice, as I told Veronica, as I've told Chantel, and DTP can speak on this, Shay can speak on this, and other women can speak on this. You're going to get compliments from men. You're going to get men that are going to, whether it be on social media or whether it be out and about, you're going to get men that are going to flirt with you. I get women who flirt with me every now and then. I'm old, so it don't happen as much as it used to. But every now and then, they tell me that gray beard of yours is looking good. But I know how to laugh that off. I know how to smile at that, and I know how to use that to my advantage because I'm a firm believer that anybody I come in contact with, it is for a reason. Meaning, if a total stranger walked up to you and they complimented you on how beautiful you was, think about something. If you was not at that place at that time, or they was not at that place at that time, y'all would have never met each other. So use that to your advantage. But be the beautiful, godly woman, married woman that you are, and let them know that, hey, I appreciate the compliment. I'm a happily married woman. And me and my husband are in business together, and we're having some tremendous success for our family. And I would love to be able to share this opportunity so that you can have success for you and your family also.
So
Flip the
I'm gonna,
script.
yep, and I'm also gonna join in. So one of the easiest things you could do, Marsha, is you say, I appreciate it. My husband and I are building an empire. That's it.
Okay.
Because you and your
Gotcha.
husband are in business together. So literally, my husband and I are building an empire. We would love to see if this would be a good fit for you. That's it. Easy.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And that's it. As I said, don't be scared or fearful when you get complimented. Use it to your advantage. But as I said, you can do it in a respectful way. And like I said, if you were talking to DTP offline or Shay, or like I said, some of these other ladies that's on the line, they will let you know, yes, we as men, we gonna let you know how we feel. We gonna let you know how you're looking when you're out and about and everything. And you might not even be done up to your best, but because of who we are and how we were brought up and raised, we are crazy enough to compliment. But sometimes, as I said, it can be used to your advantage for sure. So always, always, always don't cut your nose to spite your face, as the old folks would say.
Okay. Gotcha. And then with that, I feel like if like they don't receive that, I bring in like, yeah, me and my husband are building an empire, then they not for me.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
if they disrespectful at that point, again, you check them just like anything else. And if they can't respect it, say, listen, I appreciate your time, but unfortunately, that's it. That's all. That's it.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Gotcha.
That's it. Because you don't want that in your wheelhouse anyway. So
No.
the thing of it is like I said, right now we're focusing on just like I said, the art of conversation. So I don't want it to veer. I mean, no, of course, everybody that we run into and we meet, it would be a beautiful world if we could get their name and number, get them on a Zoom, get them in a room, get them on watching a video, and they become our business partners. It don't always work that way. But the beautiful thing is, throughout our 8 hour, 10 hour, whatever day of life we're out and about, we're gonna pass hundreds of people most likely. So if one does not give you their name and number, or two don't give you their name and number, it's so many other people out here. And that's the thing about this. This business is a numbers game. Everybody ain't gonna say yes. Everybody ain't gonna be friendly, but it's enough people out here that when you get the right one, and you can't peep the right person wrong. You can't. If they meant to be a part of your business team, you could throw up on yourself and they still gonna become a part of your business team. So just keep that in mind. But right now, like I said, we really are focusing on having the confidence and the posture just to get out here and meet new and different people in our daily walk of life and everything like that. But appreciate that, Marsha.
I
Anybody else
appreciate
got
you.
any other questions? No problem. Any other questions that we could talk about? But y'all are most definitely helping and dropping some great, great nuggets. So I appreciate y'all for that. Anybody else want to come off mute and say anything or give, ask any questions?
Come off mute. It's me. I can't have my camera on right now. Hey, cousin.
What's going on, cousin?
I don't want to drag this out, but when it comes, I wanted to piggyback on what y'all was saying about those conversations. It's all about the pivot and the posture. And I'm not married, so it happens probably 10 times more to the single people out here because the men or women come and they want something different. But the pivot and the posture is just like y'all said, redirecting that conversation back to business. And if we're not talking about business, we have nothing to talk about because I don't want to give you any indication that I'm selling anything other than a travel business. So I make sure that we can pivot back to the business. Also, I make sure that I weed those people out because that's not what I want to build in my business because we know that they're not coming for business. So you might have somebody who gets in your business if they're not about business. Now you're trying to figure out what to do with them and they become a project. So pivot and posture, and it always, trust me, once you talk about business enough, they gonna leave you alone and the right person will have that space. Now you have created that space and opportunity to talk to someone else who's actually talking about business because that person, they're gonna be saying, Marsha ain't trying to talk back, she not responding, or whoever. Now they're not interested in talking to you because you're not talking about what they want to talk about. They'll automatically weave themselves out. Back over to you, Kevin.
Awesome. No, that was a awesome, awesome nugget, cousin. And honestly, I've had women say to me, man, all you want to do is talk about your business. And I'm like thinking to myself, yeah, what else are we going to talk about? So that was an awesome nugget. And I had to laugh when you said that because it will happen where they're trying to talk about any and everything else except for business, and you just keep, hey, you know what? I'm about to get on a Zoom call. Hey, I'm about to go to this live presentation. Hey, man, I'm going to Orlando, Florida, the beginning of September, and I'm going to be around 10,000 people, 7,000, whatever the case may be. So to me, as cousin just said, and that's why she's a 1-star headed to 2-star. She knows how to redirect just like we got to learn how to do also. We are talking business. Compliments, take the compliment, laugh about it, joke about it, but redirect to, hey, I am a businesswoman, I'm a business man. And if you stand on that and you continue to stand on that, and that person sees that you can't get them, they can't get you off of talking about business, as Director Patricia said, they're going to go away. They're going to go away for sure. So just keep that in mind. But I think I told Sharice this, don't miss out on a potential business partner because you prejudge too fast. And that's whether you meet somebody face to face or on social media, because I know y'all women get guys in y'all inboxes, they hearten you, they complimenting you and this and that and everything like that. But you can do the same thing. Hey, my social media site is for business. I'm building an empire for me and my family. Are you a business minded individual, or something to that effect? And once again, if they still don't want to talk business with you, or they could still attempt to be disrespectful or wrong, it's a word on Facebook that you can push a button and they're no longer your friends. So keep that in mind. Or it's a word on your phone. If they got your number or whatever, you can push a button and they're no longer in your phone. So I say all that to say, when that type of stuff happens, you can get rid of those people just as fast as they came into your life when it comes to, them not wanting to be that potential business partner that you want them to be and everything like that. So keep that in mind. But as I said, I just don't want us to get in the mode of, okay, oh, he's flirting with me, I don't even want to talk to him. Oh, she's flirting with me, I don't even want to talk to her. Because you never know. That person could be somebody that could lead you somewhere, or they could know somebody that could lead you somewhere. So be smart about it. As Director Katisa said, you know who you want to be in business with. And if that's what they're doing off the gate, yeah, you don't want to be in business with them because it's going to be a situation. But if they're just complimenting you and then you redirect it and they say, hey, I am looking for an additional stream of income. Hey, I am somebody who needs more money in my life to be able to do for me and my family, then have them take a look at our information and then take it from there. Any other questions or concerns before we hang up? We got about 7 more minutes. I was given an hour. I can do this all day probably, but yeah, I was given an hour, so I want to respect time.
Hey, Kevin. I just want to tell you thank you. This has been good, and I hope everybody caught it. At the end of the day, what you're talking about in your posture just comes from the belief. And you, like you say, you believe that this is the best thing since sliced bread. And I think that's a lot of the things that's missing. A lot of the times we can't have conversation with people because we don't truly believe in what it is that we have. And so you definitely have that belief. And I appreciate you for doing this call because it's going to help so many people.
I appreciate you. I pray that you are feeling better. Tell my brother Marvin, he better let you ring that bell and bring you anything you need. If not, tell him I'm coming looking, but I know I ain't got to worry about that with my brother for sure. So feel better. But yes, that's it for me. And as I said, it didn't take long for me to realize that this was the best thing going on since sliced bread, to be honest with you. The reason being, one, I've had network marketing experience, so I've seen trashy businesses before. Two, I tell folks when I meet them, new business partners, potential prospects, and people ask me all the time, Kevin, you really seem like you love this business. You really seem like you love what you're doing. I say, I'm gonna be honest with you. I do love it. I don't just love it for the money that I'm making. I love it for the people that I'm in business with. And I can honestly say that with unequivocal, not wavering at all. I really believe, without a shadow of a doubt, living in your limelight, our organization, and everybody tied to it on down and on up, all the way up to Mr. Bradley, we got the best thing going on since sliced bread. And if it is not evident of that, we have a 3-star who is headed to 4-star who is sick, and she's on this call dropping nuggets. We have our GOAT 4-star who's on this call and dropping nuggets. And I haven't even looked in the chat to see how many people it is and everything like that on this call because we want more and everything. So if the evidence ain't there, I don't know what else to say. And, just realize, like I said, we're in this for each other, and we're in this to help each other be successful. And one of the last things I want to leave with y'all that has helped me tremendously outside of the art of conversation is, even though I'm doing this business for me and my family, months ago, I told myself that if I wanted to get my 1-stars, Gretchen Diggs, Shanetta Green, to 2-star, I'm going to do all I can. If I want to help Shay Simon's organization get to 4-star, I'm going to do all I can. If I want to help the GOAT DTP get from 4-star to 5-star, I'm going to do all I can. And if I want to help Mr. Moore and Ms. Natalie Graham get from 6-star to 7-star, I'm going to do all I can. Meaning, if I do all I can and I'm MTGing and being a leader that I should be and everything like that, by default, I'm going to be successful and the people above me are going to be successful. So take yourself out of the equation and hear me clearly. Yes, you want to do this for the success of you and your family. Don't hear me wrong. You want to do this for the success of your bank account. Please understand that part. But I'm telling you now, if you put other folks first, by default, you'll be successful. Prime example. If Shay wasn't sick right now, I gotta believe she would be on the road somewhere doing business. We saw DTP earlier on the road doing business. And I sometimes think to myself, and I've met her husband a couple of times, and I gotta say, he is a hell of a guy. And I'm gonna tell him this to his face one day, DTP. He's a hell of a guy because he allows you to sacrifice your household for us. So keep that type of stuff in mind with this leadership that we got. Nobody else. I don't mean no disrespect. Nobody else. And I talk to some of the other leaders. When I say I'm affiliated with Shay Simon and DTP, they glow. They tell me how lucky I am and everything like that. When they know Gretchen Diggs is my 1-star, Shanetta Green is my 1-star, and both of them headed to 2-star, I'm the luckiest man in the world because they know I'm affiliated with people that's going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we're successful in this business opportunity. So we have to make it our business to do what we need to do to make sure that they're successful also. And if we do that, by default, we're going to be successful. So I want everybody to keep that in mind for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. As Shay just said, my posture is so, it's almost like, and if I ever get to acting like this, I want one of y'all to rein me in, or all of y'all can rein me in. I'm arrogant about knowing that I got the best leadership in the world and I got the best business and everything like that. But like I said, if I get to acting a little too arrogant, y'all can reel me in, to be honest with you. But realize and know I'm just ecstatic about what we got. And I most definitely, if I didn't do it in the beginning, DTP, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I want to thank you for this push because truthfully, this is not me, to be honest with you. Getting on a Zoom, being in front of a camera and everything, this ain't me. I'd rather be out there, doing the hard labor. That's how I came up. But this is pushing me. This is gonna help me to become a better leader and a better person. And prayerfully, I'll get to do something like this again in the future. And I do most definitely want to take a few seconds to thank each and every one of y'all that got on this call. For sure, I love you. If there's anything that I can do to help you out, I am a phone call, I am a text away. Because as I said, if I help y'all, it's gonna help the bigger team, and we all gonna grow together. And whether you with first class, passing the fly, Surge Blue, Kingdom Builders, whether you a cousin in the business or whatever the case may be, as you grow and as you're successful, I'm gonna cheer you on just like it's me because I know if you did it, I can do it, and I'm on my way for sure. So keep that in mind. I love each and every one of y'all. Do anybody else got anything for us before we get off this call? Because as I said, I can rattle on for a while if necessary.
Kevin, this has been phenomenal. I appreciate you for allowing me to stretch you and push you. And thank you as always for standing up and being one of the in a female heavy organization, being that male, that light. So I definitely appreciate you, y'all. I will get this uploaded tonight so you all can see it. Amazing job. So thank you. Y'all take the nuggets today. By the end of this weekend, if you don't go out today, tomorrow, 5 people, go speak to 5 strangers. All right.
No, they going out today because I'm about to put my
Oh,
socks and shoes on. I'm going out 5 today, 5 tomorrow. That's only 10 strangers that are going to become potential business partners.
well, you
Thank
heard it.
y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all.
Bye, y'all.